right, what's up, Inside Out? Guys, tonight is a very special night, mostly because you guys don't have to just hear from me, and I know you're excited about that. It's also exciting because I've got 5 of our class of 2021 seniors joining me up on stage tonight. Yes. So I know some of you in the room probably know these 5. Some of you, they might be new faces or you've never met before. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to you. But before they do, I wanna kind of introduce them to you for a moment. These 5 students right here, you may not know them, but they have as much of an impact on Inside Out week in and week out as anybody. Because these 5 right here are our senior interns for this school year. And you can applaud that. Which basically means that me and my team worked them like dogs and we don't pay them. So they are incredible. All the stuff that you guys do on Sunday afternoons outside, the food, all that kind of stuff, they're responsible for setting that up. They make this place fun and engaging. They put the music out. They welcome people. They are incredible. So I would love for you to meet them. And then tonight you're gonna hear a little bit about their Inside Out experience and is what has made this place so special for them over the last 4 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys will introduce yourselves, say your name and give a shout out to your small group and anything else you want to say to the people, but just introduce yourself to everybody, starting with Britt.
Hey, I'm Britt Baker. Yeah!
I think I found Britt's small group somewhere over here.
Shout out to my small group, yeah.
Who's your small group? You want to tell?
Pacer, Aaron, Shane.
Great group of guys. There you go.
I'm Bella Brady. And my small group leaders are Gail Stover and Olivia Hughes. So.
Gail and Olivia, I can find them too. I can tell by the voices. Go ahead, River.
I'm River Steinfeld. And my small group leaders are Jeff Herring and Greg Blitz.
Jeff and Greg. All right, Sadie.
I'm Sadie Wilkie, and my small group leaders are Emily and Katie.
Hi, my name's Caleb. My small group leaders are Jerome and Matt.
I love that. I love the seniors making some noise for your fellow friends up here. So here's how this is gonna work. I've sent them a list of questions and I was like, hey, I really want you guys to talk about your Inside Out experience, but it's really hard to do that off the cuff. It's really hard to get up in front of a room full of people and talk. And so I sent them the questions ahead of time and I'm gonna kind of tee them up and ask them some questions so that you guys can hear what has made Inside Out so special for these 5 students and why they think it is worth your time to show up here every Sunday. So we'll get cracking. Number 1, knowing what you know now, if you could go back to your younger self and tell them how to have the best possible Inside Out experience, what would you tell your younger self? Caleb, why don't you start us off with this one?
So I would definitely tell my freshman self to definitely cut my hair. But I would really tell myself that don't change yourself to be part of the people that you think you want to be part of. Be who God wants you to be. And honestly, just live every single day like it's the last, because it's in the blink of an eye, it's gonna go like that.
That's awesome, Caleb. Sadie, I think you had one for this one too.
I would say to widen your comfort zones, to step out of your comfort zones and small group open up, talk to people, and just get to know people around, because I was always the type of person in 9th grade that I felt like my problems were my problems only, and I didn't talk to people a lot. So I've learned over the past few years that that's not how it has to be.
That's awesome. That's a great answer, Sadie. I think that it's really hard. Yeah, you can clap for that. That's okay. Yeah, clap for that. That's good. I think it's hard for all of us to step outside of our comfort zones, especially in a big place like this. And that's the real reason why we push small groups on you guys so much. And you could kind of hear it in Sadie's answer there to like, hey, have a group of people that's a safe place, a group of people that you can talk to and that you can trust and that you can open up and share what's really going on. It makes the Inside Out experience better for everyone involved. So I know you guys feel like, wow, we always have to sit with our small groups and everything is done by small groups. It's because we want to create a place where you guys can build those deep, lasting friendships and connections here at Inside Out. So that was fantastic. All right, question number 2. What is your favorite Inside Out memory and why? Now this can be from a camp or a trip or a Sunday or anything that's related to Inside Out that made this experience memorable for you and why. So Britt, why don't you kick us off on that one?
Okay, I would say that my favorite memory from Inside Out is just all the relationships that I built here. And a big one from this is the one and only mission trip that I went on here. at Dallas to Costa Rica, and that was some of them, I guess. And and yeah, that mission trip it really built a family with us that I still rely on today, and we still keep in touch, and it's just been incredible. So that's a big recommendation I would have. Just get stuck in with people around you, and maybe go on a mission trip. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I know mission trips aren't happening this year because of the global pandemic. It's hard enough to exist in our normal lives, but we are planning on launching those back next year. And so I would encourage all of you guys to go on that, experience that. It not only forms deep bonds with the people that you get to go on the trip with, but it helps you broaden kind of your community and help you know more people in a big place like this. And who knows, maybe you'll be on the stage one day and you'll get a standing ovation from the back, just like Britt did. So, Bella, what has been your favorite IO memory and why?
Okay, so I actually have two that are pretty like neck and
You
neck.
only have one. This is just one. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm totally
I'll
kidding.
cut both of them in half.
I'm
I'll
totally
share
kidding.
both.
You can do two. Give us two.
Okay, so first one, all-time favorite. COVID obviously kind of ruined what felt like our senior year. And so our senior walk was canceled, and we were all pretty bummed. We wanted those wristbands. We were excited for everything, but we were pretty bummed that it was canceled. So our small group leader actually gave us her lake house for the week, and we made our own walks. So we had our own free time. We did our own sessions. We literally brought the walk to her house, which was absolutely insane. It was so much fun. And then my second one would have to be this past December. Inside Out was granting small group Christmas wishes, and our joke from freshman year was that we wanted to do a sleepover in Brownsbridge, and somehow, I'm not sure how they let us do it, but they let us spend the night here. And so we got to just kind of roam around the church and do whatever. So it was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble for you saying that into a microphone, Bella.
Sorry.
Make sure the cameras are off, please. Let not leave this room. This is a safe place for everybody here, and I would like to keep my job. So, oh, that's great, Bella. Thank you for sharing. All right, question number 3. Let me move on before I get fired. What has been? This is for several of you wanted to answer this one, and I think that's fantastic because this might be the best question of the night. And I think something that all of us in this room can kind of lock into and listen and learn from, whether you're a freshman just kind of starting your high school experience or whether you're a senior and you're finishing your high school experience. Your guys' words of wisdom to this question, I think, are incredible. So what has been the most influential thing that you've done or something you've participated in helping you to grow in your faith during high school? River, why don't you kick off that one for us?
Yeah, so for me personally, definitely just reading my Bible. Coming to church is great, and it's awesome here, and it's super fun, and you can learn so much and grow so much, but it's so important to take those next steps outside of the building and truly dive into the Word and learn as much as you possibly can from it. So,
can I put you on the spot? What's your go-to plan, or what do you do to help you read the Bible? Because to be honest, we've all tried to read the Bible before, and it's okay, I don't know how to pronounce any of these words, and so what has helped you make that a good habit and made it easier for you?
So right now, I'm actually going back and forth between the Old Testament and the New Testament. I'll do about I think 3 Old Testament books and then 1 or 2 New Testament, because the Old Testament's great, but sometimes it is hard to read. So the New Testament is much easier to understand. So
just kind of keeping a variety about it. That's good. That's good. I know you didn't plan on answering that, but you did a good job. Caleb, how about you, man? What has been most influential in helping you grow in your faith during high school?
For me, definitely my small group leaders, Jerome and Matt. They've really been influential on my walk through faith, and they definitely pushed me to read the Bible, like River was saying, and especially this past year and last year. What I learned, especially through COVID, is that I started to thank God for all the things that I was going through, good and bad, and that helped me to understand Him more, and it also pushed me even more to dive deeper in the Word.
That's great. I appreciate you also giving your small group leaders a shout out, because there's a lot of small group leaders in the room tonight, and most of them leave here every week, and they're like, did that work? Am I making a difference here? And so it's really good for them to hear you be like, oh, I learned a lot from Jerome and Matt, because small group leaders, I promise you're making a difference. They are listening, even if it doesn't look like it. Number 3, let me stay right here. Britt, how about you answer the same question? What has been most influential in helping you grow in your faith during high school?
Once again, like my last answer, I would say the relationships again. everybody here that I've built a relationship here that has just kept me going here. And I would say most importantly, this internship, because like I think a lot of us last year can agree with this, that our faiths were shaken a lot last year. And that was a big thing with me. And I certainly would not have kept coming to church, like not because I don't love it here, but like it was hard to. And I wouldn't have kept coming if it wasn't for the internship. So I owe a lot of like why I'm here right now to, well, obviously I'm here right now because the internship. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. No, I think you hit the nail on the head because it is really easy to do something else on a Sunday afternoon. It's really easy to get busy doing something else. And I love that you said the thing that's been most influential for you has been your relationships because I think about this all the time leading Inside Out is that there's a million things you guys can do on Sunday afternoon and there's a lot of different ways to spend your time and fun things to do. But the thing that it's really hard to find outside this place is the relationships that you build with the people here. And so I think that that's a fantastic answer, Britt. All right, last one on this question. Bella, I think you had to answer for this. What's been most influential in helping you grow in your faith during high school?
Yeah, so just kind of adding off of it, small group leader. Hi, Gail. Gail has definitely been such a leader for me the past couple of years, and our group has been a handful. So she has just kind of been like a shoulder to lean on all 4 years. No matter what's given to her, she takes it and she just puts God's grace on it. And you literally cannot give her any situation that she can't conquer with Jesus' love. And I think that's been really eye-opening all 4 years of high school, and I'll take it for sure after I graduate, because it's kind of what would Jesus do? And you're like, I don't really know what Jesus would do. And it's like, okay, well, what's Gail doing?
That'll
and you
preach
just kind
right
of look
there.
at Gail and you're like, I'm just going to do what Gail's doing. So
What
she's
would
definitely
Gail
been
do?
really influential.
That's great. That's fantastic. You said two things that I agreed with. Number one, what would Gail do? That's how I try to live my life as well. And the second thing is that your group is a handful. So I agree with both of those things. All right, last question on my list here. So your high school experience is coming to an end. Your Inside Out time is wrapping up. If you could give out advice, what would be the best piece of advice to everyone in the room who's not graduating? So I know all of your fellow seniors have loved listening to you guys, but specifically our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in the room, what would you do to give them advice to say, hey, how to make the most of whatever high school experience you have left? Sadie, let me kick off with you on this one.
Okay, I kind of have a long answer for this. First is like believing that God loves you no matter what, because you're gonna mess up and you're gonna make mistakes. And so believing that he loves you even if you do mess up is huge. Second, it's believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then no one will believe in you. Always try to better yourself in everything you do. Like, just make sure you give an effort. And then my parents have always told me and used the expression that your direction determines your destination. And so whatever direction you're heading in, if you don't make any progress, you're going to stay in the same place. So always make progress to where you want to be. So, yeah.
Sadie, that was fantastic. I think you should have to give up the mic so that you don't get my job. That was a great answer. River, how about this? What's the best advice to everyone not graduating that you would give?
I'd say it's super important just to utilize the relationships around you, especially here. There's so many great people that can help you through life. Whether it's going great for you or whether it's not going so great, there's people there for you that can really help you out. And when you have the right people in your life, it's really amazing to see how God can work through that. And it's just another way that you can grow your faith and your relationship even more.
That's fantastic, man. That's great. So that was my list of questions there, but I did want to kind of give you guys one last opportunity to kind of answer something that I didn't kind of prep you for. So if you don't have an answer, that's okay. I can pivot and wrap up. But I would love to hear if there was anything specifically that for Inside Out that we've done or that we've talked about that you feel like, hey, this is essential to like my experience here, whether it's a certain talk that we do a lot around here or a topic that every small group needs to cover, a trip that you went on that you're like, hey, at least one time go on this trip. How would you answer that question of like, hey, don't miss this one thing? What would you guys answer? I don't have a person to call on, so do you have anything like don't miss this, students? Sadie, I know you've got one. Go ahead.
Okay, mine would be mission trips. I went to the Philippines, and that was like the most life-changing experience I've ever had. So mission trips are definitely something that you should do and get involved in.
That's fantastic. I think Caleb's got one too. If you'll pass that mic. Mission trips is a great answer.
Yeah, definitely what Seti was saying, mission trips. I know I got some Lighthouse Family Tree people in here. And definitely retreats. I think the walk was probably the most influential part. Just learning so much and being able to surrender and being able to fully understand what God does for you. And just honestly take up like the chance that arrives, basically.
That was fantastic, guys. And I put you on the spot. Y'all didn't know I was going to ask that, so that was great. Anybody else have one? Y'all good? Bella, you got one? Go ahead.
I think River and I both have one. So I know we've talked about it a lot, but I think it's really important. But just engaging in small group. Inside Out offers a ton of really cool things like 9 Square and games outside and dinner and whatnot. But take advantage of every minute you have in small group, even if it's like 6:15 or 6:20. That's like an extra 15 or 10 minutes to just get to know each other more and really dive in and know what's going on in each other's lives. Because the more you kind of give into your group, the more you start to realize that these people become your family throughout the next couple of years in high school and how much you are dependent on each other. So.
That was fantastic. Great answer, Bella. I couldn't have written it better myself. Hey, if you guys will, one more time, give it up for the senior interns. I also didn't tell you guys this, but I do want to say it publicly that you guys have been fantastic and you've done everything that we've asked. You haven't complained to my face, which I greatly appreciate. I'm sure behind closed doors is different, but I really appreciate you being nice to my face. And you guys have all honestly been a fantastic example of what it looks like to follow Jesus in high school. And so I'm super proud of each and every one of you. And I hope that don't make yourself strangers, stick around, come back and visit us. We love you guys. And I really appreciate all the hard work that you've done over the last year. So it's been a crazy, weird senior year, and I know none of us would have picked this way, but I'm really glad that you guys stuck it out and did everything you did to make Inside Out as great as it has been. So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.